Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you to Professor Emanuele Arezzo for inviting me. This is a great day. We have a great competitor, but we are overcoming it. And thank you to Professor Vincenzo De Cataldo. I'm very pleased and honored to be here at the same table with him. He has been, and if I may, he is actually one of my mentors. So, if I may. So, thank you, everyone. We now go to the deep analysis of some of the general principles of corporate governance and company law. What I would like to do is to offer to you a kind of overview on the application of AI, the artificial intelligence, in the mechanism of managing a company. As you know, probably, in 1915, Alan Turing, the father of computer science, asked if machines can think. Since then, the application of computer science and algorithms to collect and analyze data, identify patterns, make predictions, and solve problems has advanced significantly. Today, AI has become much better at mimicking aspects of human intelligence, such as understanding language, perceiving images, or generating new, albeit derivative content, the generative AI. It's also advancing in its ability to self-improve its own performance, machine learning. As a transformative technology, AI has the capacity to disrupt entire industries, creating new business opportunities and presenting new risks for companies. Companies also play a key role in AI-related research and development and deployment, with the potential for considerable societal impact. And as I already written in a book on internal controls, and as I can try to adapt the same ideas to the topic of artificial intelligence, boards of directors and their advisors need now to consider how AI is currently used by the company and its competitors, how AI may disrupt the company's business and industry, what is the strategic implications and risks associated with the AI products and services, what is the impact of AI applications on the workforce and other stakeholders, what are the implications for compliance with legal, regulatory, and ethical obligations, and what are the governance implications of the use of AI and related policies and controls. Board responsibility for managing and monitoring the company's affairs requires oversight of the exercise of authority delegated to management, including oversight of legal compliance and ethics and enterprise risk management. The board's oversight obligation extends to the company's use of AI, and the same fiduciary mindset and attention to internal controls and policies are necessary. Directors must understand how AI impacts the company and its obligations, opportunities, risks, and apply the same general oversight approach as they apply to other management, compliance, risk, and disclosure topics. So I will try to, before. It's the number 2. Yeah. So I will try to set out an approach to aid corporate boards in their oversight on the company's AI-related activities. And this approach is divided into 3 very short parts. The first one is understanding AI as a matter of corporate strategy and risk. The second, considering the impact of AI activities on employees, customers, other key stakeholders, and then environmental. And third, overseeing the company's compliance with laws and regulations that are relevant to AI and the development of related policies, information systems, and internal controls. At the very final hand, I would like to focus on some practice pointers and issues that board and their advisors should consider in connection with AI. So the first one is understanding, yeah, please go on. Okay. So understanding AI as a matter of corporate strategy and risk. As with any emerging technology, Professor Di Cataldo was speaking about the wonderful words of Gabriel Garcia Marquez in his wonderful book. So AI presents opportunities for competitive advantage and innovation, while also presenting significant potential for risks. Boards and corporate managers need to assess the impact of AI on corporate strategy and risk, and specifically consider how, first of all, how AI is currently used, for example, to support innovation and R&D enhance customer experience, manage the supply chain, reduce the risk, or otherwise improve efficiency and reduce costs. Second, how AI may change the industry and the business. Third, strategic opportunities, because AI presents that opportunities that have not yet been captured, and associated operational, financial, compliance, and reputational risks. So boards should explore with management how to best use of AI is the use to help achieve business objectives and further opportunities to capitalize on AI. But in addition to providing opportunities for competitive advantage, AI has the potential to both create and manage risk. On the risk creation side, AI systems are highly dependent on data. And there is a risk, probably it's the first time that I pronounce this word, there is a risk of bias in improving collections of data. There is a risk of other errors with data, with the algorithm, or both that could lead to error or unintended outcomes. For example, the data may be biased by the way the information is obtained or used, and the algorithms may be biased due to erroneous assumptions in the machine learning process. High data dependency also gives rise to the risk of disputes over data sites, privacy violations, and cybersecurity breaches. So there is also considerable concern about how AI is being developed and deployed and whether it will harm society. At a recent Yale University Summit of CEOs, it was the event honoring Steven Spielberg. 42% of CEOs indicated that they were concerned about the potentially catastrophic impact of AI. So boards need to understand the potential for AI-related risks and the systems in place to help manage and mitigate those risks, including systems to safeguard data and ensure both that AI systems are secure and the company is in compliance with AI-related rules and regulations. One of the, one of the regulations that I collected for this occasion dozens of regulations, above all in the US, but one of the most important regulations that I think is to be put on the table today is the risk management framework given by the US National Institute of Standards and Technology. This framework describes four specific functions that are dedicated to AI in companies, in public companies above all. To govern, to map, to measure, and to manage. To govern AI relates to cultivating and implementing a risk management culture and applies to all stages of an organization's risk management. And this function targets certain categories of outcomes. For example, policies, processes, procedures, accountability structures, workforce diversity, equity, inclusion, the organization of the work team. Processes are put in place for a robust engagement with relevant AI actors, and policies and procedures are in place to address AI risks and benefits arising from third-party software and data or other supply chain issues. So the framework identifies characteristics of trustworthy AI systems, such as being valid, reliable, safe, secure, resilient, accountable, transparent, explainable, interpretable, privacy-enhanced, and fair, with harmful bias managed, in theory.
Yeah.
So the next point is considering the impact of AI activities. AI, in particular generative AI, raises considerable concerns about the potential for misuse and unintended consequences. Boards and management teams need to consider the responsible corporate use of AI and the potential impact of on employees, customers, other key stakeholders, and the environment. Boards should consider how the company's use of AI is impacting employees and the talent pipeline, whether employees are being trained to use AI in a manner that leverages their skills and mitigates AI risk, and what types of policies should be implemented to encourage appropriate use of AI by employees for approved use cases. For example, on this argument as well, I found kind of regulation is the New York City local law number 144 of 2021. This local law prohibits employers and employment agencies from using an automated employment decision tool unless the tool has been subject to a bias audit within the prior year. Information about the bias audit has to be publicly available, and certain notices have been provided to employees or job candidates. And in 2021, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission announced an initiative aimed to ensuring AI tools used in employment decision comply with the federal civil rights law. This kind of compliance provides that state and federal privacy laws, I found one of the state laws that is the California Consumer Privacy Act, that is very interesting on this topic, on the use of AI, because it provides that it applies to employee data and can add regulatory obligations around profiling and automated decision making. Go to the following, okay. So, how many controls? How many obligations to comply? AI systems, of course, can incorporate bias and lack transparency, which may lead to concerns about equity and accountability. Not surprisingly, AI is the focus of legislative and regulatory initiatives in the US, in the EU, of course. And as I mentioned above, I found dozens of regulations in the US. For example, the National Artificial Intelligence Initiative of 2020, the federal agency's guidance, and dozens of states' regulation until, for example, the Deep Fakes Accountability Act of 2021, which would require transparency about the creation of public release on false personification. In Europe, we all know that in June 2023, the European Parliament passed the EU Artificial Intelligence Act. I will not speak about it because everyone, know what is the main content, but it's interesting that the approach of the European Union to the topic, to the regulation of this topic, is to divide the risk, to divide the relation between artificial intelligence and the managing of a company on risk basis. The approach is a risk-basis approach. It is different from the approach that on the same topic has used the United Kingdom, because the European Union says that the risk-based regulatory scheme is a kind of monitor on the risk that could be unacceptable, high, limited, and minimal. And the way of considering the intervention of AI in the managing of companies depends on the level of the risk. If we get a look to the British regulation on the other side, in March 2023, the UK Department for Science, Innovation and Technology published a white paper, the AI regulation, a pro-innovation approach. This approach is very different from the European one, of course, probably, because it is the British one. They say that the relation with the artificial intelligence has to be based on values that has to be kept for society. These values are safety, security, robustness, transparency, explainability, fairness, accountability, governance, contestability, redress. So the approach is totally different. And in March 2023, the UK Information Commissioner's Office updated this guidance, including guidance on how to apply the principles of UK's General Data Protection Regulation to the use of the information in AI system. So, practice pointers. This is my personal opinion. As corporate use of AI expands, the board needs to understand the role of AI in the business and how it's integrated into decision-making process. So the board should also consider how AI can be used to support its own efforts. For example, its ability to collect and analyze data and identify trends that may improve financial projection and capital allocation decisions. AI may also anticipate and identify potential risks, inform efforts to mitigate risk, and predict outcomes. AI may be used in information and reporting system to identify matters for board attention in a more timely manner or otherwise used to improve the information available to the board. So, board oversight is key to ensuring that AI is used in a responsible and ethical manner in alignment with the company's strategic objectives and values. Mitigating this risk requires ensuring that the data used to train AI algorithms is diverse and representative, and that the algorithms themselves are transparent and explainable. So, let's go to my conclusion. Yeah. I think that we are not very ready to receive a complete, robust, and strong system of AI support to the board decision in this moment, probably. As we know, company law frameworks around the world remain, as I can say, rooted in exclusively human decision-making process and deny the plain role of technology in corporate governance, resulting in inefficient regulatory strategies with regard to AI systems bestowed with governance powers. As a result, uncertainty exists about the legal permissibility and legal consequences of the implementation of AI in the corporate realm, which could discourage corporations from adopting AI, in spite of the technology being likely to enhance the business judgment of directors. Therefore, I try to highlight the growing importance of AI in corporate governance by classifying its gradual levels of autonomy vis-à-vis the board of directors, and at the same time the need to control and monitoring the growth of AI inside the decision process. But at now, I believe that at the end, the strongest focus lies on fundamental questions of corporate law pertaining to the delegation of decision rights to the AI, the full replacement of human directors by AI, the required human supervision of AI, and finally, and this is a very open chapter of our debate, the attribution of liability for a kind of algorithmic failure. Thank you.